of a stack here. Some lofty goals, current reads, and discussing what I read in November. Just grab a notebook. So what I read in November, I read Fredrik Backman's And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. Super adorable short story, one sitting book, cried my eyes out. It's about a boy that sits with his grandfather who has dementia, Alzheimer's, and it's just a very lovely story. Backman always hits home. I have 2 books by him that are on the lofty 2026 goals. So amazing one-day book. I read James by Percival Everett. Oh, I don't have these books because I got them from the library. Support your public library. James by Percival Everett, which is a retelling of Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. It's in the view, it's told by the viewpoint of Jim, which this book was incredible. It's definitely going to be in future literary canon because, you know, from the perspective of Huck and Tom, who are young white children, you get the perspective of a black man. And we wouldn't have gotten that. I honestly think that like Mark Twain would have loved this. And I mean, it's just an incredible retelling. I'm loving these retellings from other characters' perspectives. The other 2 books I read are in the Narnia series, Prince Caspian and The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I've been listening to these on audiobook, which they're so great and they're so quick. I think the longest is maybe 5 hours. The only thing is in The Voyage of the Dawn Treader and in the book that I'm listening to now, The Silver Chair, the main cast is like dwindling, and in the Silver Chair the whole entire cast is gone. You have a new cast, which is kind of, I don't know, it's frustrating. Like, we grew up on these movies and these stories, and you know, not having Peter and Susan and Edmund and Lucy, it kind of it's just a different road that you're going down, and it just seems like a whole different series. And to be honest, I don't know if I want to continue the series. That's part of my 2026 goal, is to finish all the series that I've started and stopped. I have a really bad habit of not finishing books and even like TV shows. Like, we need to finish series in 2026. So, I mean, I'm going to see if I'm going to continue on to it. I truly am a DNF believer that if you do not like a book, if you started a book and you don't want to finish it, don't finish it. There's no reason you need to be forcing yourself to read. So, but I really enjoyed Prince Caspian. I enjoyed The Voyage of the Dawn Treader because at least you had Edmund and Lucy in that. So still characters that you know and love. The last book I read in November was The Ministry of Time. That book was all right. I felt it like dragging at points, and then towards the end of the book is like when you get this like crazy climax twist, and I was already kind of burnt out through 75% of it, that it didn't hit as much. I think if it had been, you know, halfway through and then you got more to the story, it would have felt a little bit better for me. So, but I still liked it. It was fun. Current reads, I am reading Flowers for Algernon, which I fear this book is going to break me. I love the way that this book is set up. It's set up in kind of like a diary progress report format. Those books always feel like they're going so much faster for me, and it has this like addicting quality. But I've never read this, which is crazy because I feel like it's so well known. And I asked my mom, she said she read this in 5th grade, which is crazy to me. I don't think I could have ever read this type of book in 5th grade. Like, 5th graders reading this to me now is like blows my mind. So currently reading this about halfway through, loving it. The other book that I'm currently reading is Ryan Holiday's Wisdom Takes Work. So what I typically do is I will read a nonfiction in the morning just to kind of get my brain going, and then a fiction at night. You don't need to use as much brain power as like a nonfiction or something that is like requires learning. And I just feel like that works best for me. You also don't get the stories intertwined. Like, this isn't a story as much as Flowers for Algernon is. This is nonfiction, and I love Ryan Holiday. I've pretty much read all of his works. Ego is the enemy, Discipline for Destiny. Like, he takes stoicism and he takes history and makes it very digestible and fun. It's not like you're reading a workbook or you're reading a book for school. He adds in little pieces of history and gives you moments of like, wow, like I can relate to the Emperor of Rome. Like, I'm just a person in 2025. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Or, like Jackie Robinson or Helen Keller, he'll take pieces of their life and make you relate to these key characters in history and make you feel like I'm going through the exact same thing as these people. And it's incredible what he does. So I'm currently working through this book right now. The other book that I want to try to get through in December is I started reading The Count of Monte Cristo. This is a thick book. I started reading Count of Monte Cristo in September, and I took a little bit of a pause. I was about halfway through, like around like 550, somewhere around there. Took a little bit of pause. I got to the point where there's a little bit of filler backstory going on. It's almost like when you're watching an anime and you just get a ton of filler and you really feel like you're not in like the main story. I think I stopped like right around when Albert and the Count are back in Paris. Like, you're back in the real time, not in a flashback. So I want to finish this. It's been incredible so far, but there definitely was that filler lull point where I was just like, I'm just going to pause and get to books that I want to read for December. So want to finish this hopefully by the end of December. I have a nice staycation week off during the week of Christmas, so this will be a perfect end of the year book. Now, the lofty 2026 goal, I don't know if I should TBR. Do you guys TBR? Because I feel like TBR is just my whole bookshelf. I don't know if I want to say I'm going to read these specific books in this month and then not get to it and then feel really defeated. My goal for 2026 is to get over my fear of thick books, which I don't know why my mind does that. Do you guys also fear thick books? Because if I'm just thinking about this, if we cut this in half, it's just 2 books. So it's just the presentation of it is so thick. And when you're holding it, this book will give you carpal tunnel. It'll give you a wrist workout. So I want to get over my fear for that. And that is going to be, I want to read Lonesome Dove. This has been sitting on my shelf for so long. It's my mom's favorite book, favorite mini series. She's obsessed about this. I've seen this going around. So I've seen the mini series and it was great. Very lovable characters. And I just need to do it. I just need to start it and not think about it. Don't think, do. That's it. Do or do not. There is no try, right? So we're just going to get into this. So it's going to be sometime in 2026. I don't want to pin it down as a January, February, or whatever, but it's going to get read. So that's one of the thick books. The other thing that I want to do, which I've mentioned, is finish series that I've started. So that's going to be, well, first of all, I read Beartown and I did not know it was part of a series and found out, and it is. And one of them is part of the thick boy books that I want to read. I mean, again, this is huge. So it's Us Against You is the second one in the series, and then the Winners. So that is the last one. But Beartown was incredible. I loved those characters. Bachman, again, just knows how to pull at your heartstrings. So I've read the one that I mentioned, the short story, and I've also read Anxious People. He does such a good job. I mean, his prose is great. He really just understands the human condition. And I want to finish these. I have a feeling I will be sobbing at the end of both of these. So the other one I read Annihilation this past year. I want to finish that series, which is, the second one is Authority and Acceptance. So I'm going to finish those. I think there might be another one. I'm not sure. There might be, to be honest. It's just a surprise series. So I want to finish these two again. I mean, Annihilation was amazing. It's like kind of low-key a horror book. The movie is amazing with Natalie Portman. The one scene at the end where she is like in the she's in the area with like her mirror self is one of the scariest scenes I've ever seen in a movie. I always get freaked out by that scene. If you guys know, you know. So want to finish that series. I started reading Hunger Games for the first time ever. Obsessed with the movies. I know I wanted to be Katniss Everdeen. I don't know if any other female felt the same way. I feel like we all had the same childhood. We were obsessed with her. And I never read the books. So I read those the first time this past year. My good friend Alex recommended that I read them. And he was like, no, like these are so good. So I did that and amazing. Like he was correct. They are so good. But so I finished the first 3 and now I'm on to the prequels, which is the Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. Look at this beautiful copy that I got. It's like, it was in the other 3 books are the same way. Gorgeous. So I wanna finish this, and then I got the Haymitch sequel. I wish this was the same as that, but what are you gonna do? Sunrise on the Reaping. Hopefully I get this done before the movie comes out, which the movie looks amazing. So that's another series. I started the, I forget what like the actual series is called. Oh, the First Law trilogy. So I read The Blade Itself this past year, and I read it while I listened to the audiobook, which is so much fun. It's the immersion reading. So great, especially if you have ADHD. So I want to read, this is the 3rd one, again, thick books, Before They Are Hanged and The Last Argument of Kings. So I want to read these 2. So, I'm like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't know how all these books in the series that I want to read are also all like decent thick books. Like this book is, there's 600 pages, so yay. So I want to finish that. The first book was amazing. It's crazy because I can't even describe to you what that book is about. It almost has no plot, but the characters are evil. Like they are not good people, but somehow you are rooting for these characters. And I loved the journey that they were on. I was just happy to be on the journey with them and accompany them on this crazy ride that they're going. It's very like grim, dark fantasy. But I'm loving that series, so want to finish that. The last book. Oh my gosh, Pierce Brown. Please, for the love of everything, finish Red God. I need to finish the Red Rising series and read Lightbringer. I stopped at Dark Age because, first of all, that book took years off my life. That book was almost 1,000 pages. But I love this series. My book club and I started it. And it just, everybody loved it. It's taxing. It's so sad. It's emotionally heartbreaking. So much goes on in this series, but I have not read Lightbringer yet. I needed a reprieve from that world. The problem is that I'm going to forget everything. So I need Red God to come out this year. Pray for me that this comes out this year. It's like, so I don't really even know what to do. Like, do I reread the whole series? Do I watch YouTube video? How do you guys continue series when you've taken a break? I don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna watch YouTube videos on like a recap and then read Lightbringer. Like I know major pieces that happened. I know characters that are with us and not with us. But I need to figure out how to, because there's no way to remember all the things that happened in like 6 books. And the last 3 were chonkers. So pray for me with this book. But that's it. Lofty goals. I hope you guys have a happy month of reading. All right.